The year was 1999. The world was preparing for the Y2K bug, people were wondering if Ross and Rachel would ever get back together on Friends, and two teenage computer whizzes named Sean Parker and Sean Fanning had just released Napster to the world.
It was like the floodgates had opened up and this world of music was suddenly available at our fingertips.
In an era before Facebook, when most people were still on dial-up, Napster harnessed the power of the then very new internet, giving them access to thousands of songs. And it was all free.
And I had a roommate in my dorm who almost day and night was downloading music on Napster or a similar type of service and creating these massive libraries of all the music he could ever want. And he downloaded so much music, I mean, there's no way he could possibly listen to all of it in a lifetime.
Of course, all of this was technically piracy. Napster used peer-to-peer sharing technology to make it possible. By accessing the MP3 files on the hard drives of multiple users across the internet, you could download your favorite songs in minutes. It caught on like wildfire after it was released in June 1999. At its peak, some reports claimed it had more than 26 million users, and it was nothing short of chaotic for the music industry.
An almost immediate shift in the industry from when the record labels could basically control distribution.
Record sales peaked when Napster was released in 1999, and quickly dropped each year after, a trend that wouldn't be reversed until more than a decade later.
It really was a huge alarm for the recording industry, which had so much profit being made, so much investment in the long-standing system where there were multiple levels of interested parties.
Before the era of Spotify, Pandora, and iTunes, you had to go to your local record shop and buy music in albums. Just want that one song you heard on the radio? Too bad, you're buying the 10 mediocre ones too.
The industry was too slow to give consumers what they wanted, and that these online illegal services popped up because they were so readily able to give consumers one-stop shopping for any song they wanted immediately when they wanted it.
The recording industry responded by slapping Napster with multi-million-dollar lawsuits, arguing that copyrights had been infringed. Even major artists like Dr. Dre and Metallica's Lars Ulrich spoke out against Napster. But Napster argued it was just providing a service and wasn't responsible for its users' actions. But the Seans had made a fatal error.
And when you did a search and wanted a particular song, it would go through Napster's centralized server, which means they had the ability to control what was happening.
And that was the beginning of the end for Napster. The courts determined the company was liable, and the Seans were ordered to prevent the sharing of copyrighted music. The entire network would be shut down by July 2001. The party was over as quickly as it had began. Or was it? In the ashes of Napster, services like LimeWire, BearShare, and Gnutella temporarily filled the void. iTunes would eventually provide a legitimate market to buy individual songs. Napster itself was eventually revived in 2016 when it was bought by Rhapsody, an online music store, and converted into a legal music streaming service similar to Spotify and Pandora.
So I don't think they ever anticipated we'd be where we are now, where streaming is actually about 75% of the revenues for recorded music.
The US economy still loses around $12.5 billion per year due to music theft, according to the Institute for Policy Innovation. But the music industry learned to embrace technological change in the wake of Napster's demise, and is starting to reverse its losses.
There was too much of a mindset based on profit making and not enough on the cultural and social value of music. And Napster really brought out more music into people's lives, and I think that that's a good thing. And the music industry really needs to remember what it came out of, which is the cultural appreciation of music.